Rightio guys, I'm going to do a video on my 1996 Mitsubishi Delica. I brought this a few months ago now and very happy with it. It's a diesel 2.8 intercooled turbo. Surprisingly it's got heaps and heaps of power. Comes standard with these side steps. It's got one here on this side, it's got a small one on the other side which I'll show you in a minute. I am getting a tow bar for it to tow my caravan very shortly, but that's a standard little bar they come on the back. I fitted a reversing camera. That's that little camera there, which shows up the whole back area of the car when you're reversing, which is really good, or when you're driving you can see who's behind you. It's got the rack on the top. It's a big one with the awning on the side. My kayak goes up the top quite easily. Also got an LED driving light. That's got two spreaders either side and the beam in the middle. Absolutely unreal lights. I've never had one before, but I tell you what, they're the best light you can get, I think. That's the standard bar they come with. It looks quite good actually. There is a model that comes with the fog lights that go here. They're mounted in there, but mine haven't got them. They're about, you can pick them up second hand, but people want about $250 for them. I just don't think they're worth it. There's the intercooler inlet. I'll open the bonnet shortly and you can have a look under the hood and see what the motor's like. There's the side step which came with it, standard. So they're pretty nice looking vehicle. Pretty smart if you ask me. We'll just have a look in the back. They come standard with pilot seats, which are pretty awesome. These bars, side arms, flick up and down. Two very nice size seats. Very comfortable. Comes with the just lift that one up there. It's got two bottle holders there. It's a twin air conditioning unit, so you've got air conditioner in the back, climate control. On the roof there's a little LED light up here that comes on while you're driving with the aircon on, and that gives you the temperature in the vehicle. Behind these seats here, they pop down for people to sit in the back. They put their feet on that. It's a footrest. It's a 7-seater, but I have these seats folded up at the back here. I normally have that one there folded up as well, but I've got that down. I had to carry an extra person the other day. I've got the Waco fridge in the back. It's really tons of room, and these seats are so comfortable. Now in the back here, which is a very cool feature, there's this centre console. They're the aircon vents on the roof. There's also the ones in the front, over there, over here. The centre console has reading lights, and there's all different, like there's a white light. There's also a orange colour light, which when you're driving, people in the back here can have that on if they want to read overnight, which doesn't affect the driver with his driving or her driving. The other cool feature is the crystal light roof, which I'll show you in a minute when it opens and closes, but these shades here fold up and down. There's two either side, but I'll show you those when I get in the front and turn the car on and open those up and show you. We'll have a quick look in the front from here. Up on the roof in the front there is a centre console well, not a console, but a centre light. It's got the controls for the front sunroof, which has also got a shade, and there's a control for the rear crystal light roof that opens and closes up there. I've got a mounted GPS there just above the mirror. As you go down, that's the dash, the centre dash. The big square on the left is my reversing camera. The little screen, little GPS unit in the middle there, that is my Aussie Explorer software, which is off-road GPS software I use. Come standard, there's these models from Japan with a tape deck, which I will be replacing soon. They did have a CD stacker, but only some of them come out with a stacker and some didn't. I don't know why, but mine didn't come with a stacker. So the radio is tuned to Japan, so you can't pick up radio stations here in Australia. So I will be removing that at a later date and replacing this with a CD player, standard CD player, DVD player. The dash is there, all the bits and pieces. The door panels, as you know, as you expect, it's got the electric window controls, it's got the central locking button, electric side mirrors, all that sort of stuff. It's also got a window lock, so you can stop the kids touching the windows. Centre console here, that's all the climate control, the aircon control, tells the temperature. You can control the rear air conditioner from here also. Go down here, that's hazard lights, demisters. ECS is the suspension. They've got shock absorbers in the car from factory. That it's got two settings. It's got a sports mode and the standard mode. The standard mode is it's a soft ride on the suspension, and when you turn it on to sports mode, the ECS sports mode, it stiffens up the suspension. So when you're cornering and that, you can really heave these around a corner with that on, and they're really stable. Surprisingly, for a high van, you can really chuck them around corners with that on, and it holds it very, very stable. The other thing I've got here, which I installed, is my EPC laptop. Now I run this here for my Aussie Explorer software for planning maps. I've got mobile internet on it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, UHF radio. The laptop there, I've got speaker system right up under here, which can control with the volume here. Okay, I'll close that up. I've got the centre console that I made with my drink coolers. Underneath that box in there is the second battery, a dual battery system that I've made. That's the remote control for the reversing camera. But that's about it inside. Very, very comfortable drive. It's got overdrive. It's 4-speed automatic. It's a column shifter. Very, very comfortable car to drive. Very easy. Plenty of power. That little thing right there is my turbo timer, which also has a remote start, so I can be inside and flick on the remote control and the vehicle will start, which I don't know what the purpose and the use of one of those is, but anyway, it's got it on there. But the turbo timer is a must when you've got a turbo. So if you're taking a very long drive somewhere, you need to really let the car run for a few minutes just for the turbo to cool down, just so you don't crack a turbo or you're up for big dollars. That's the inside of the vehicle. It's got 6-speaker stereo, as in speaker system through the car as standard, which is pretty good quality for a tape deck, but like I said, I'll be replacing that soon. Yeah, okay. Rightio guys, we're in the front now, and up on the console up there, there's that switch there which drags the sunroof open. The whole sunroof goes back, and that's got a blind. That part there's a blind that goes back as well. And over here is the switch for open and close of the crystal light roof, which I was talking about earlier, which is the rear roof. So let's turn the ignition on. There we go. It's pretty cool. The only problem is it has in the summer when it's really hot, when the sun's out, it does get the back of the van really hot because that lets a lot of sun in. So I don't use it a hell of a lot, but you can open and close it as much as you like and leave it. I normally have it closed, but it's pretty good. That's the Japanese for you. Oh yeah. Now, as I was talking about before, underneath this console that I made is the second battery of my dual battery system, which I also have down there. You'll see the blue box, that's a 300 watt inverter, and that white thing there is a power board. There's about 5 power spots there, so I run the laptop, and which also has a power spot for the speakers, which I was talking about before, which has the control here. So when you have the laptop going, you can go on when you're going away on a trip somewhere, you can have your playlist of music playing. Down there is also obviously the handbrake lever. It's a 4-drive lever, which it has 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low, and 4 low low. What the 4 low low is 4-wheel drive low with the centre diff lock on. So it can be confusing when you first use it, but once you've used it a couple of times, it becomes, pretty much easy to use. Over there is a 3-bank cigarette lighter 12-volt socket with a USB socket on the top. I normally store my Bundaberg rum can cooler, which ironically I drink mainly beer out of, but I normally sit that over there, and then I've always got it handy. Being an Australian, you've got to have it handy. Rightio, so what I might do now is pop the bonnet, and we'll go and have a look under the bonnet. But I just want to show you something here very quickly. There's the Super Select display. It flashes green when you're changing gears into 4-wheel drive. When it's in 2-wheel drive, the back rear 2 wheels are lit up green. When it's in 4-wheel drive, the whole 4 are lit up green, and when the centre diff lock's on, that little box in the middle is orange. So it just tells you what gear you're in and how you select it. So let's go out and have a look at the engine. Okay, there you go. 2.8 intercooled. It's the intercooler. Diesel turbo. It's down in there. You can't really see it. There we go. There's a turbo down there. Battery on this side. I had to get a new battery last week. As you can see, all the corrosion around the connections there. These plates. The battery decided to boil and cook and absolutely stunk like rotten eggs, so I had to go and get a new battery. There's the solenoid for the dual battery system, which the cables run off inside up under into that box where the second battery is. The reservoir bottle there for the radiator, mine is cracked around here, which I put some Aerodite to repair the crack. They're known for breaking, these things, and they're about $150 Australian dollars to buy. There is a fella here in Australia that's making aluminium ones. They're about $250. Obviously aluminium will last forever. That might be the go, but between 150 and 250, that's a big difference in price. So yeah, but that's under the bonnet. That's the intercooler scoop on the front of the bonnet with that, when that comes down and sits on top of the intercooler. So that's it, guys. That's my 1996 Mitsubishi Delica. At this stage, absolutely love it. Only problems I've had is obviously the radiator reservoir bottle there is a main problem with these, and the other problem is the selector for the four-wheel drive. You know, the little dial I showed you on the dashboard, it does blink on and off, and the front wheels don't disengage when you've engaged in the four-wheel drive, which makes that light flash inside. There's a couple of problems. It's done by an air vacuum solenoid. You can replace that, which I did, but it didn't make any difference whatsoever. It still done it. And what I've done was I had to get up under the front diff of the vehicle, and a gentleman told me on the internet to put a little washer in the selector, which pushes the pin into selector in and out of gear in the front. One little washer solved the problem. Straight away it was fixed. So if any of you guys have got that problem with your lights flashing on your Super Select on the dashboard, and you want information, just give me an email and I'll give you more detail on how to do it. It's reasonably simple, but it just can be dirty because you're up under the front of the car, which is, like most diesels, covered in oil and grease. That's the girl. That's the Delica. Very happy with it. Like I said, I've got the awning and the rack on the top. We're going to be doing a bit of camping and stuff like that. It's ideal. Very comfortable travelling. Long drives, very comfortable. You can hardly even feel it changing gear when you're driving. The overdrive on it has got overdrive. While towing, I suggest, like all automatics, you shouldn't have overdrive on. But it does get along the highway. It sits on 110 kilometres quite easily, but I've found for best fuel economy it's best to sit on about 100 kilometres, between 90 and 100 kilometres, which it's best fuel economy. But that's it. This is the first video on this. I'll probably do some more videos in detail on certain parts and things in the four-wheel drive, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like my videos. Catch you next time. Bye.